Hey folks, this is Tom Bryant with Top Notch Hearing, and in today's video I want to talk about the three major disruptions that are happening in the hearing aid industry and how you can take advantage of them to help you achieve your best possible hearing. But before I do, if you have a hearing loss and you can get a copy of your hearing test results, then go to talkabouthearing.com or click on the link in the description below. That's going to take you to a calendar where you can set up an appointment for you and I to get online and have a video chat through either Skype or FaceTime. When we get on the call, I'll get a chance to look at your hearing test results. I'm going to ask you some questions just to give me a better idea of the types of problems that you're experiencing. Once I have all that information, I will be able to give you a very good idea of the types of benefit that you can receive from all the options that we'll lay out for you. We'll go over any other questions that you may have. We'll go over the pricing. So, again, that's talkabouthearing.com or click on the link in the description below. So to understand the three major disruptions that are happening in the hearing aid industry, I think it'll be helpful to briefly describe the traditional business model. Now, the way that works is that the hearing aid manufacturers, they make the hearing aids and then they will sell the hearing aids to various groups or a series of middlemen that will distribute the hearing aids through a network of local hearing aid providers that are scattered throughout the country. Now, each local provider would then sell and service to those people that were in their relatively small market, people that were within driving distance of their office. And it had to be that way because, to get a properly fit hearing aid, you needed a skilled practitioner to physically be in the same room with you so that they could make sure that the hearing aid was seated in the ear canal correctly. They had to make sure it was programmed properly to your specific hearing loss. But there were some problems with that business model that were unavoidable. The first one was that the high cost that's inherent with that type of business structure. Every level in the distribution chain needed to be paid, so that drove up the price. Another problem is that each local provider is limited so that they can only sell to that small number of people who live within driving distance of their office. And by limiting the size of their market, they have to make a large amount of profit on every purchase, and they have to do that just to stay in business. The other problem, and this one's not related to the business model so much, but it is a problem that needed to be corrected, and it's a problem that prevented a lot of people from getting the help that they needed. It's that until recently, we didn't have a really good solution to people's number one complaint. That being, hearing in situations where there was a lot of background noise. But we have a really good solution to that problem now, or, at least for most people. So that's the history, that's the inherent problems. Now let's talk about the disruptions and how things are changing. There are three major disruptions that are occurring. The first one is a new generation of amplifiers that you're seeing advertised everywhere, and they really take aim at the high cost of traditional hearing aids by offering a low-cost solution. They look like hearing aids. Some of them actually call themselves hearing aids, which I don't know how they get away with that. Some of them will have Bluetooth streaming. Some of them will have rechargeable batteries. And the truth is that in a quiet environment, they actually do a pretty good job, but they are still just amplifiers. And amplifiers aren't made for people with hearing loss. Amplifiers, they take your existing hearing and they just make everything louder. So if you have difficulty where there's in environments with a lot of background noise, amplifiers are going to take that background noise and just make it louder than it already is, making it even harder to understand what people are saying. The second disruption is a new class of hearing aids that are going to be sold over the counter. Now, this is another option that's taking aim at the high cost of traditional hearing aids. The government has recognized that most people who need help with their hearing, they're choosing to not pay that high cost associated with hearing aids. So they've created this new category of over-the-counter hearing aids. And now these devices are not yet available, and no one knows when they're going to be because the government hasn't issued any guidelines yet so that the manufacturers don't know what constitutes an over-the-counter hearing aid, and they can't make them until they have the guidelines. So, at this point, nobody knows when they're going to be made available. But based on rumors that I'm hearing from people who are in the industry, these devices are going to be like, I don't know, a fifth, sixth, or seventh tier technology. They're supposed to be self-programming. They're supposed to have Bluetooth streaming. From what I'm hearing, a very basic directional microphone. They'll probably have some noise reduction. And from what I understand, they're going to cost less than what I pay for hearing aids. So, if that's true, we're not talking about the same types of hearing aids. That'd be kind of like comparing apples and oranges. But I do think they're going to be a significant improvement over the amplifiers because they're going to be programmed to your hearing loss, and they shouldn't be over-amplifying anything. The last disruption is online hearing aid sales, and that's where Top Notch Hearing comes in. This is the future of the hearing aid industry because it solves the two main problems that have held the industry back. We offer the latest cutting-edge technology from some of the oldest, largest, and best hearing aid companies in the world. Hearing aids that actually help most of you to hear and understand what people are saying, even in those situations where there's a lot of background noise. It streamlines the process, saving you time, and it saves you money because it expands our market so that instead of making a lot of money off of everybody that walks in our door, we can make a little bit of money from people from all over the country, giving them better hearing and at better prices. So that's the three major disruptions that are happening in the hearing aid industry. So if you have any questions, or if you'd like to talk about, your specific situation, then get a copy of your hearing test results. Go to talkabouthearing.com. There should be a link in the description below. It's a free consultation. We'll go over your hearing test results. We'll lay out all the options that are available to you. I'll give you a good idea of the types of benefits that you should expect from all the options. We'll answer any questions that you may have. So that's talkabouthearing.com, or click on the link in the description below. That's it for today. This is Tom Bryant with Top Notch Hearing. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.